a template can add or remove any element. So usually template can add or remove any element over a condition. A template cannot behave like a container to perform iterations. The templates have limits. A template cannot be used over iterations. A template can be used over conditions. It cannot iterate and generate the structure. For that, we need a container. So in early versions, in Angular 6, Angular 5, Angular 7, they came up with this ng template. But in the latest versions, so ng template is not enough to handle the structure. So we have a better improvement. So, and we use a container. ng template was working in your switch for holding the data, but not controlling the structure. So this container will control the structure. It will control the structure, but important is controlling the structure without disturbing the DOM hierarchy. That is the key point. So later I will show you some practical differences on all of them, what are available and how to use them, right? But initially, template cannot be handled over iterations. That's the reason we have to use a container which can be handled over iterations and add your component into the document structure. Template cannot add the component into document structure over iterations. They can handle over condition. So here it is on iteration, we need to do that. And inside that we are writing a card which is using an if condition. You can use vice versa, right? So for example, I will show you. So another point here is example means iteration and conditions, how we can manage. So add a new component. So we added a new component, ng generate conditions and skip test equal to true. Okay. And conditions dot component dot ts. In the conditions component dot ts, we are adding this data and category name. And here conditions dot component dot html, and we are preparing this presentation for displaying that. So we are simply adding that here. Now see here, this is for one more option I will show you here now. Instead of doing this, I am using, instead of card deck and all in the presentation, I will do another. Suppose I'm using, instead of this, I'm using a table. So we'll have a class called a table and a table hover. That is the class we define. Thead and th. So in that we have tr, okay, row, in the th, and here we have name and preview, and we have category, just displaying the category also. And here we have t body. In the t body, we have to repeat the row. And here we are using ngFor. So row should repeat here. That means let. So item of collection products. In that we have to display the cells. So this should contain, so item dot name. Okay. Another cell should contain, so image source. It is item dot photo. Okay. And width and height 100 I define. So preview like 50. Okay. Height also 50. And the last cell, I want to display the category, item dot category. And you can see all the details are displayed here in a tabular form this time. I want this filter to apply on this. and see, you cannot write if condition here. You cannot write ngIf here inside the row only, because currently row is iterating. You cannot write if here. That means you cannot define. You cannot define that. It is a problem. You cannot do that. Then what we have to do is, so we cannot use another div inside it, because if I try to use a div inside this row and put the cells inside the div and think that I can keep a condition inside the div, if if our condition is selected category is equal to all or selected category is equal to item dot category, it will work, condition will work. Observe carefully, condition will work. But what you are trying to do in a row, you are trying to use a div, then you see your table alignments will be disturbed. Your table will not be in a good way. Without disturbing this structure, how we can manage this? Then we have to use an ng container. So we have to keep this in an ng container. We have to keep this in an ng container. And this ng container can handle this without disturbing the presentation. And I select here electronics, only electronics will come. I select here footwear, only footwear will come. That means we are managing that. We are managing that by selecting here, it can display only those details, right? I'm choosing that and it can display only those details, but without disturbing the structure. So that is why we need a container. We need a container for handling this. If I try to put another HTML element, then it will disturb the structure of this DOM hierarchies. That's the reason better follow this technique, right? So this is one example of how do we handle the conditions and iterations. These are all under the category of structural directives, how to use structural directives. Now we have another important part, that is attribute directives. What are attribute directives and how to use them? That we will see in next session, right? Tomorrow we will continue with that, about the attribute directives and how to work with them. Okay, thank you. Right, okay, hope you are trying these all examples. You don't have any issues related to this, right? If you are facing any issues related to this, let me know about them so that I can check on your machines what problem you are facing. Huh? Okay, then let's continue tomorrow, right?